according to motivational speaker Clay Stairs, there's still hope for Generation Y.
And he's here today with 5 steps to help new graduates land the job. So tell us the difference between the millennial generation. How are we different from the older generation?
I love that. First of all, how are we different? Because you're right in there.
I'm on the cutoff.
You're right in there. Well, first let me say, it's not you, it's them.
It's them, right,
You're probably not in that group. But, there's many different differences that we're finding right now, and primarily it's just a huge clash of cultures. You've got baby boomers and Gen Xers that have grown up a certain way, and then we have Gen Y. And these kids have just grown up different than any other previous generation, which makes them different now as adults than any other previous generation.
So we have to learn how to deal with that, as they also have to learn how they deal with us. Right?
Exactly. I think right now the huge clash is, we've got mainly the runners of the world right now are the baby boomers and the Gen Xers, and you got to do it like me. You got to work your way up, type of thing.
Right.
And so the baby boomers are going, I don't want to do that. Where's mom? And that type of thing. So that's where the clash is right now. But I think eventually what's going to happen is that things going to have to balance out, because this group is like 70 million strong entering into the workforce.
Right.
It's the greatest number, the greatest increase in the workforce right now is in that area. So eventually we're going to have to figure something out to make this thing work.
So what are some of your tips for that age range when you are going to a job, you're applying for jobs, interviewing for jobs? What do they need to know that they may not be aware of?
Sure. Okay. Well, now remember, I'm talking to GenYer's right now. Okay. So the baby boomers and Gen Xers are all going to be going, well, duh, of course that's what you do. But for some reason, we do need to talk about this. So I've got them all set up in A's. There's 5 A's. All right. First of all, appearance. Again, it's unfortunate we have to talk about this, but we do. Okay? No shorts and chacos when you go to the interview.
No.
However, that's very common, all right, just to go very relaxed, because their primary focus right now is self-expression. But when you come to an interview and I'm interviewing you, I'm not interested in your expression and your representation. I want to know, can you represent my company? So when you go to an interview, look nice. Even if it's going for a job at the pool.
Dress for where you want to be, not where you are.
Thank you very much. See, it's not you. You've got this thing. You've got this thing.
So what's the second A?
Okay, second A is simply going to be attitude. Okay, once again, unfortunately, GenYer's have been kind of labeled with this idea of, you have some entitlement issues. Okay? Now that's a huge hurdle to have to overcome. But at the same time, it's a great opening to set yourself apart from everybody else. Is to come in without the entitlement issues. Come in with an attitude. Hey, I'm here to do what you need me to do, because that is what the employer is looking for. I need someone to fill this position. So can you come in and do that?
Just those 2 things would help. I've seen people come in apply for jobs, and just those 2 things would have helped them in my office.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because you can pick it up really quick. And just remember your manners.
Right, and that's the third.
So number 3 is simply be an asset to the company. So what you want to do is you want to take your ability to perform and your ability to produce and turn that into numbers when you're talking to the person in the interview. Because another one of the A's is you're a person of action. So you don't want to just come in and say, oh, this was really neat, I did this and I did this, and it was really fun and it made me feel really good about myself.
Okay.
Not really looking for that. Add numbers so you can show some measurable change. And then just turn that thing into an asset. And I think it's great to go ahead and say, what type of problem are you trying to solve by hiring this position? And then present yourself as the solution to that problem.
That's great, as opposed to just, hey, look how casual and fun I am.
And talking about your accomplishments in the past.
I feel really good. And I think if you hire me, you'd feel good. And we could feel good and it'd be great.
Confident, not cocky. There's a fine line there.
Exactly. And then finally, the very last one is simply to ask. And this is huge. And nobody does this.
Right.
It's simply before the end of the interview, you simply want to ask them to give you the job.
Wow.
This is great. Be straightforward.
I want this job.
I was at lunch the other day with a friend of mine, and he dropped this little gem on me. And he goes, Clay, the next time you're on a sales call, just before you get done, ask them for the job. 30 minutes later, I'm in my office, I'm on the phone talking to a guy in Dallas about a speaking gig, and we're talking, I'm going, hey, sounds like you're really kind of in a time crunch here and you want to get this thing done. I would really love to come and do this for you. And I feel like you would really love the product. So would you go ahead and hire me right now? And he said yes.
There you go.
Something so simple.
It works.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Thank you for sharing.
So those are wonderful
so
5 A's there.
Take his advice. Now, for more tips on landing a job, just visit greatdaygreencountry.com.